Breath exercises for stimulating the autonomic nervous system. These next 6 exercises explore how changing the breath, either by speeding it up, slowing it down, or breathing deeper or shallower, has an immediate effect on our nervous system and, in turn, our energy levels and emotional state. Each component of the breath is linked to our nervous system. Therefore, we can stimulate or balance the autonomic nervous system as we see from the direct influence on our heart rate variability. These exercises can be used to quickly change our mood and energy levels as needed. Each breathing technique is simple and can be done at any time, anywhere. Sections 4 and 5 go into more involved and effective ways to use the breath to influence our wants and needs directly. Exercise 1. Increasing sympathetic tone. Take a few moments to breathe naturally and notice your energy level. When you feel ready, inhale fully and quickly through your nose for 3 to 4 seconds. After you fill your lungs, open your mouth and sigh to release the breath. Make sure the exhalation is quicker than the inhalation. Continue for 30 seconds to a minute. Afterward, let your breath return to normal and take a few moments to notice if your energy levels have changed. You will feel a little more energized. If you practice this breath longer, you'll feel a more significant response. Exercise 2. Increasing parasympathetic tone. Take a few moments to breathe naturally and notice your energy level. It's okay if you still feel energized from the first exercise. Take a slow, moderate inhale through your nose for 5 to 7 seconds. Slowly exhale through your nose for 10 to 14 seconds. Continue for 30 seconds to a minute. Take a moment to notice any differences. You'll feel more relaxed. Doubling the length of the exhalation and slowing the breath stimulates a more parasympathetic tone, which slows the heart rate and lowers blood pressure. Exercise 3. Balancing the autonomic nervous system. Take a few moments to breathe naturally and notice your energy level. If you are feeling low on energy, do exercise 1 until you feel your energy rise. If you feel energetic or anxious, do exercise 2 until you feel your energy diminish. Once you approach baseline, inhale through your nose for 8 to 10 seconds. Take a comfortable pause at the top of the inhalation, and then exhale through your nose for 8 to 10 seconds. Repeat for 1 to 2 minutes to feel the desired effect. Matching the in-breath and the out-breath while also slowing down the breath helps regulate the autonomic nervous system and brings us into a more balanced state, stimulating the ventral vagal complex. Breath retention stimulates the autonomic nervous system in different ways depending on the intensity of the breath hold, our level of training, and how comfortable we feel while holding our breath. Adding breath retention after an inhalation or exhalation increases carbon dioxide levels, which stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Increasing carbon dioxide levels also facilitates increased oxygen delivery to the cells, and improved cellular respiration increases energy levels. Breath retention after an inhalation brings us into the ventral vagal complex, leaving us feeling more balanced and, if paired with breathing that focuses on inhalations, results in more balanced energy. Holding our breath after exhalation brings us into the dorsal vagal tone, and we generally feel more relaxed in ways akin to rest and digest. Breath retention with empty lungs is more challenging because we have only 1,000 to 12,000 milliliters of residual air in our lungs for gas exchange, making the need to breathe feel more urgent. This urgency can quickly evoke panic and activate the sympathetic nervous system, stimulating the fight or flight response, which is never the response we want when doing any type of breathing exercise. Exercise 4. Increasing balanced sympathetic tone with breath retention. Take a moment to establish your baseline. Take a full deep breath through your nose over 3 to 4 seconds. Hold your breath at the top for 10 to 15 seconds. Open your mouth and exhale quickly with a sigh. Repeat for 1 to 2 minutes. Pause for a moment to feel the effects of the practice. This exercise should leave you feeling more balanced and energized with less of an anxious sensation that you might have experienced in exercise 1. This is because both the sympathetic nervous system and the ventral vagal complex are being stimulated. Try doing exercise 1 and exercise 4 back to back to see how the two slightly different practices affect you. Exercise 5. Increasing parasympathetic tone with breath retention. Establish baseline. Inhale slowly for 5 to 7 seconds. Exhale for 10 to 14 seconds, and then hold your breath after the exhalation for another 10 to 14 seconds. Repeat for 30 seconds to a minute. Allow your breath to return to normal and notice the effects of the practice. You may have had two very different responses. If breath retention was easy for you, the effect might be a deep sense of calm. If it was challenging, it might result in anxiety or agitation. With practice, you can maintain a relaxed state and parasympathetic tone, even adding breath retention after the exhalation where you feel extremely challenged. Exercise 6, box breathing. This exercise focuses on creating equal lengths through all 4 parts of the breath. Inhale for a 5 count. Hold your breath after the inhalation for a 5 count. Exhale for a 5 count. Hold your breath after the exhalation for a 5 count. Repeat for 5 to 10 rounds. This exercise is great for balancing the autonomic nervous system and stimulating ventral vagal tone, resulting in a balanced equanimous state. This technique is known as equal ratio breathing, and we'll explore it in greater detail in Section 3. The autonomic nervous system and its counterpart, the polyvagal theory, establish how the body regulates, balances, or shifts energy as we look at it through the Western scientific lens. As stated before, these systems of balance are essential maps that we use to navigate the terrain of physiological and emotional harmony, or guide us in the direction of our energetic needs. Now, we shift our gaze through the Eastern lens. As we do so, it's important to remember that even though the map looks different and the terminology and language have changed, we are still viewing the same topography, our physical and emotional bodies. We can use these Eastern philosophical views as another tool to understand and ultimately travel towards our desired goals. There are many different Eastern as well as Western philosophies that can help us navigate. We will explore 3 prevalent Eastern yogic philosophies that overlay almost perfectly with the autonomic nervous system and polyvagal theory. The nadis represent the body's energetic channels in 3 parts: the Pingala nadi, which correlates with the sympathetic nervous system, the Ida nadi, related to the parasympathetic nervous system, and the Sushumna nadi, which we can compare to a balanced nervous system or the ventral vagal complex. The nadis give us a map of our tendencies towards different qualities, characteristics, and attributes. We use this philosophy of the nadis with the breath to bring out traits we desire to see in ourselves. The gunas represent how energy is expressed in nature and ourselves. The 3 gunas are like waves that ebb and flow with the tide. Like the nadis, the gunas correlate with our nervous system and change with the breath. The gunas show our energy as it ascends, expands, descends, and contracts through a daily, monthly, and yearly cycle. We can use the gunas with our breath to bring us up when we feel low, ground us when we feel scattered, and sustain us in a state of balance and equanimity. The pranavayus represent the movement or flow of energy throughout the body. The 5 pranavayus interact beautifully with all other systems. Traditionally thought of as how prana, or vital life energy, circulates in, out, and through the body, they show us so much more and help create balance where a deficit may be. The pranavayas give us insight into our relationship with ourselves and others, our relationship to inner and outer nature, and our relationship to spirituality and our higher self. The map of the pranavayus with our breath practice helps guide us to social and interpersonal harmony.